Ever feel like you're just drowning in news headlines?
Oh, constantly. Economy, politics, health stuff. It's nonstop.
Exactly. It's just this barrage, right? That's pretty much why we're here.
Yeah.
For this deep dive, we've really tried to sift through all the recent noise, pull out the key things.
The insights that actually help you get a handle on what's going on.
Yeah, the important stuff. Think of it like your shortcut to understanding the bigger picture.
From global trade,
Yeah.
politics, health alerts,
Yeah.
international relations.
It covers a lot, but we're aiming to connect those dots for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
What's really striking, I think, is how these things that seem separate, no, they're not.
They're interconnected.
Exactly. It's a complex global picture. So our goal isn't just reading headlines back to you.
No, definitely not.
It's about understanding what these developments actually signal, why they might matter to you.
Right. We've got those trade shifts, big political movements happening here.
That health reminder, even the bit on, celebrity and sports.
Plus international deals, court decisions, and how the markets are reacting to everything.
It's a wide lens, for sure. But we'll try and make sense of it.
Okay, let's dive right into the economy then. First up, India.
Ah, yes. The tariff offer.
Reports say they've offered to just, eliminate tariffs on American goods, all of them.
Which sounds huge on the surface.
It does. But then you have President Trump's reaction. He said, that'll come soon, I'm in no rush. And followed it with, look, everybody wants to make a deal with us.
That quote really stands out, doesn't it? Everybody wants to make a deal.
It makes you wonder about the strategy, especially given, the friction elsewhere.
It gives you a window into how the administration views these global trade talks, I think.
Yeah.
India making that move.
Yeah.
Is it about strengthening ties, getting leverage maybe?
Could be. And it's such a contrast, like you said, to the situation with China.
Right, where things have been so tense, but now we see this temporary easing.
Exactly. That U.S.-China trade situation,
Yeah.
What a roller coaster. And now this 90-day pause.
A pause in the escalation, yeah.
So just to recap for everyone, the U.S. is bringing tariffs on Chinese imports way down from 145% to 30%.
And China's doing the same, cutting tariffs on U.S. goods from 125% down to 10%.
That's a pretty significant step back from the brink, even if it's temporary.
It is. It really begs the question, why now, after all that back and forth?
Were there specific pressures building up? Economic ones, maybe? On both sides?
Well, that's a crucial point, I think. These tariff cuts being reciprocal like this, it probably signals that both sides were feeling the pinch, right? The potential economic damage of just keeping going.
Businesses dealing with higher costs, uncertainty.
Exactly. So this truce, this 90-day window, it might be a chance to actually negotiate something more, stable.
A path towards a more sustainable trade relationship, perhaps. We'll see.
We will indeed.
Okay, now, shifting focus. Let's look at the domestic scene here. There's this movement, 50501.
Ah, yes, linked to the hands-off protests.
Right. And they're being described as really massive, a nationwide display of public resistance.
The numbers are pretty striking, over 1,400 locations across all 50 states, all on one day.
That scale. It suggests something significant is stirring, a high level of public concern.
It does. And the main driver seems to be opposition to Trump administration policies.
Specifically
what are being called federal mass layoffs. Some critics are even using the word purge.
That's strong language. It points to worries about job security, the direction of government itself.
Absolutely. But there's another layer here that's really interesting.
Which is?
We're hearing from some federal workers who are actually supporters of Trump.
Oh, wow. And they were let go.
Apparently so. And they're expressing feelings of, betrayal.
That adds, real complexity. It's not just the usual lines of political opposition then.
No, it's not.
No.
It hints at maybe shifting allegiances, a fragmentation of support bases.
What does that suggest about the broader political climate, you think?
Well, it's fascinating. When people who felt aligned with a political side feel directly hit by policies negatively.
They might rethink things.
Exactly. Can lead to a real reevaluation.
Yep.
Makes you wonder about party loyalty down the line, future elections.
Definitely something to watch. Okay, let's pivot to something more immediate public health.
Right, the measles alert.
Yeah, an urgent one issued for Newark Liberty International Airport. Terminal B specifically.
And the advice is clear. If you were there during those specific times, monitor for symptoms.
See a doctor if needed. It's just a stark reminder, isn't it, how quickly these things can pop up and spread.
Especially in our interconnected world. Airports are major hubs.
High risk.
Very high risk for spreading infectious diseases. So that alert, the specific location, the advice that's crucial for containment.
Good point. Okay, maybe on a slightly later note now. Entertainment world.
Bill Belichick.
Yes. The former NFL coach, legend, really. He's got a memoir out, The Art of Winning.
And it's apparently a bestseller already in sports books.
Seems like it. It covers his career, obviously, but also his personal life, including the much-discussed age gap relationship.
Right. The public's interest clearly goes beyond just football strategy.
Apparently so.
It really speaks to that broader curiosity about famous people, doesn't it? Mixing the personal with the professional.
Gives a fuller picture, maybe.
Yeah, and probably draws in readers who aren't just diehard sports fans. It shows how public figures become subjects of interest in, well, all parts of their lives.
True. Okay, back to the international stage. President Trump's Middle East tour.
Yes, recently concluded. And a big outcome reported was this huge deal with the UAE.
Huge is right, $200 billion.
And what's particularly interesting is the inclusion of a major AI agreement.
Artificial intelligence, that signals something important, right? Diplomacy meeting high tech.
Absolutely. It shows AI is now seen as, well, critical for economic growth, strategic partnerships, everything on a global scale.
What could a major AI agreement even involve?
Could be anything from joint research, development, applying AI in different sectors. It could really reshape things economically and even security-wise.
Interesting. Okay, staying international, but shifting focus again, the Supreme Court.
The Alien Enemies Act case.
Exactly. The court has temporarily stopped the administration's attempt to deport a group of immigrants in northern Texas using that act.
And the key word there is temporarily.
Right. Very important. They haven't ruled on whether using the act itself is legal here.
Yeah.
Just pause the deportations for now.
So the court stepping in, even temporarily, it suggests there are real legal questions, concerns about how that act is being applied.
It buys time for more review.
It does. A window for more legal arguments, deliberation on just how far that old law can reach today.
Got it. Okay, finally, let's circle back to the markets. The money side of things.
Yes. The reaction to the trade truce.
We mentioned that U.S.-China pause earlier. Well, global stock markets apparently liked it.
Noticeable surge, yeah.
Seems like that temporary break in the trade tension brought some relief. Optimism, maybe?
Definitely relief, I'd say.
Yeah.
For investors, for businesses that have been trying to navigate all the uncertainty of the trade war.
It really highlights how tied together everything is. Global events, market reactions.
Absolutely.
Ah.
That immediate jump in the markets just underscores how sensitive the global economy is to geopolitics.
Yeah.
Especially with the U.S. and China involved.
Investors want stability. Predictability.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that market reaction reflects that desire. So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground here in this deep dive.
We really have.
From those big shifts in global trade, the political currents running domestically,
The health alerts, cultural moments, international deals, court actions.
all the way to how the stock market reacts. It really does paint a picture of a world that's just constantly moving.
And all these different areas influence each other in some pretty complex ways.
They really do.
And thinking about this whole range of events, all interconnected, it brings up a question for you, the listener.
Yeah. How might that temporary nature of the U.S.-China trade deal actually affect the deeper tensions or, future economic ties?
Good question. Or how do things that seem unrelated, like, say, a domestic protest movement and a big international AI deal?
How do they both reflect maybe deeper shifts in what society values or global priorities?
Exactly. These aren't just separate news items. They're threads, right, in a much bigger tapestry.
Well put.
We really hope this deep dive has given you a clearer view on some of these key things happening.
And maybe sparked a bit of curiosity to dig deeper yourself, explore those connections.
Because the world keeps changing, doesn't it? And staying informed, thinking critically about how it all fits together, well, that feels more important than ever.